Time management tips to stay consistent even when life is busy, messy, or chaotic. And yes, there is no discipline required. If you have ever struggled with staying consistent, then I swear this is going to be a game changer of a video for you, because my name is Alice and I'm a time management coach. So I specialize in helping busy people like you take action, but actually sticking to it. And consistency is one of the biggest problems I see come up time and time again for people. But once you watch this video, not anymore, not for you. So where most time management gurus are going wrong, let's be honest, is that they are giving time management tips that only work when your schedule is going according to plan, when life is perfect. And to be honest, that isn't real life. I don't know about you, but sometimes just curveballs happen and life just, lifes. So in this video, I am going to be dropping no BS advice that is going to help you stay consistent. And I know that this is going to work, especially my 5 practical, simple tips, because they work for me and for my clients. They have been tried and tested, so I know they're going to work for you. Now, none of this is coming from a textbook, by the way. This is all coming from real life strategy. So make sure you stay tuned, because in this video, I am going to share with you 5 practical ways, but I'm also going to tell you why it's important to stay consistent. And don't just go, oh yeah, I know that, Alice, already. Yes, you do. But when you really understand the principles of the slight edge and the compound effect, it's going to make this stick so much better. And as a little cheeky extra in this video, I'm also going to explain to you why it has nothing to do with discipline. I know. So let's dive in. Now, I am a no BS type coach, as it is, but I also am really into giving practical advice. And this is practical for sure, because this is not from a textbook, guys. This is real life. And the reason why I know this is going to work for you is because it helped me in July. If you follow me on the gram, and if you don't, please go follow me. I'm really honest about the highs and the lows. And oh my God, July was one of those friggin' months. It felt like a whole year wrapped up into 31 days. And I know that these tips work, because they helped me in July stay on track with like my healthy eating, going to the gym, my learning languages. I'm learning Spanish, Japanese. It helped me stay consistent with things like the BAU, the business as usual things in my business that I know that I need to do to not just stay on top, but to grow. And this is really important, because every time a curveball happens, it knocks us down. If it knocks us down and out for too long, it's really hard to maintain that consistency. And before you know it, it's Christmas and you're like, oh my God, where has the year gone? It's just been curveball and distraction after another, and I've had no consistency. So I know these techniques work, because despite my crazy July, and seriously, it was crazy. Like, we had some good stuff, like speaking on stages and radio interviews and seeing my amazing friends and being wined and dined by them. But it also came with a lot of heartache, and there was a potential health scare with a melanoma. I can't say that word. You know what I mean. Mole thing. A lot of medical appointments. A typhoon in the Philippines taking my VA out for a week. I had Wi-Fi issues as well. We had a network outage. There was a theft. Some absolute arse stole my bag, and it's not just your bag, but your life is in that bag, and the admin after it, oh my God, insane. It's still ongoing, to be honest. Like, basically there was a lot happening in a very short amount of time, and there was more to that as well. My point to this is not a sub story. My point to this is, I'm not someone who has a perfect life. So I know that these tips are going to work for you, because when life gets crazy, when life throws you that curveball, you can still stay consistent and on top with this. So first of all, let's just dive into why staying consistent is so important. Now, I know consistency is not a sexy word, but it's what creates success. Whether that is success with your health and your well-being because you're sticking to a healthy diet and exercise routine, or that's success in your relationships because you're putting in that work, or it's success in your business because you're doing what you need to do to move the needle forward. Now, there's a fantastic book called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, and I really recommend you go read that if you want to dive more into this topic. However, if you also want to save yourself over 300 pages, I'm going to condense it into what it basically is. And in this book, he perfectly explains the concept of the slight edge being the small repeated actions that, when done consistently over time, lead to massive results. And because we do it every day, because we do it bit by bit, these steps are getting us either closer or further away to our goal. And the slight edge is about those little tiny decisions that add up. And it's either taking you forward to your goal or away from your goal. And the scary thing is, most people don't even know that is happening. And one example that's always stuck with me, oh my God, we can learn from the Oreo. Now, I don't know where I got this example from, so maybe somebody can tell me. But I read somewhere that if you consume just 100 calories extra a day, by the end of the year, you would have put on 10 pounds. That's 5 kilos of weight gain because you ate just 100 calories a day. That's all. Now, what is 100 calories? Fuck all. It literally is 2 Oreos. It is 2 Oreos. That is it. That is 100 calories a day extra. You eat that extra a day, you have put on 10 pounds. Really? Okay, right. Lipstick, teeth. Okay, so my point to that wasn't about eating Oreos. My point to that was that seems so small and insignificant in the moment, but that is going to add up over time. And this is where another amazing concept comes in, the compound effect. Again, really recommend a great book by Darren Hardy. He's written about the compound effect. But again, if you want to save yourself 300 pages, what basically he's talking about is that every small action, every habit, every decision compounds over time. It's a bit like interest in a savings account. It builds up over time, but it's going to build up for better or for worse. So whether you're taking small positive actions or small negative ones, they're going to always add up. They're going to always compound into something. And that's why staying consistent matters, because one day falling off the wagon doesn't feel like it's going to hurt, but one day becomes 2 days, becomes 3 days. Combine the slight edge with a compound effect, voila, suddenly you are so off track, you don't even know how it happened. Okay, so now we've understood consistency in the terms of the slight edge, the compound effect, and why it actually isn't reliant on discipline. So now let's dive into the practical tips. And as I said, these are not from a textbook. These are real life. This is what's worked for me, worked for my clients. And these are exact things that I have been doing. So get your pen and paper ready because I'm about to give you 5 practical tips. Tip number 1, I want you to decide, what does consistency mean for you? Now, this is really important because consistency means different things to different people. For example, when I'm doing a strategy session, I work with business women, and often they'll tell me that they want to be consistent with their social media, with their marketing, with their content, which is great. So important to build a business. But everyone's version of consistency is different. So I have one lady saying that I want to be consistent by posting on Instagram twice a week, and I have another lady saying, yeah, twice a month. Or I have another lady saying every day. You've got to decide what consistency means for you. So, for example, you want to be consistent going to the gym. Is that 1 day a week? Or is that 5 days a week? They're very, very different. So you've got to decide what consistency means for you. Okay, so tip number 2. This is so simple, but use trackers. Use trackers to stay visually accountable. Like I said earlier, especially if you've got ADHD, it's a classic case of out of sight, out of mind. So something that really helps me is a tracker. And if you're thinking I've got something complex, oh my God, my clients will tell you and probably laugh with you. It's just a simple Excel that I have tabled with the items that I want to maintain consistency on, the day of the week at the top, and that is it. And then I just repeat that. I just print it off every week. And it is so simple. But if you don't have that visual way to see, am I on track, you're probably not going to realize if you're going off track. And that's part of the big problem with the consistency. So some of the things that I like to track to make sure that I'm being consistent with, that's things like posting consistently on my Instagram. It's hitting my 10,000 steps a day. It's doing my Spanish homework. It's these little things that are very easy to do, but they're also very easy not to do. The great thing about this is we are visuals. So if I see there's too many blank spaces and I'm like, oh shit, we haven't done that for a few days, I know that I need to pick it up. Simple. Now, this is related. Tip number 3, have a checklist. So have a checklist so you don't have to think about it. I say this to my clients all the time. Just take the thinking out of it. And like we just said, out of sight, out of mind. So if you don't have a checklist, it's going to be so much harder for you to remember what you need to do. And this is where so many of us go wrong, because when we're super busy, when life throws that curveball, when things are going off track, oh my God, our bandwidth and capacity, it's been taken over by this thing over here. So we're forgetting the normal daily things that we need to do. So create yourself a checklist. Rather than just going, oh my God, what am I doing today? And feeling like you're waking up and winging it, just have a simple checklist of the things that you need to do. And on that note, if you are a business owner, I have got your back on this, because I have actually created a free checklist for you. It's called the Business Growth Checklist, and you can download it. I'll link it below. And these are the things that you need to do every single day in your business to keep up with the BAU, the business as usual, for that growth. And that obviously comes through consistency. This is obviously going to be, in particular, perfect for business owners that are service providers, online coaches, etc. But I will link that below. Okay, so number 4, create yourself rules to protect your habits. Now, before you check out on this one, bear with me. Rules are not about restriction. They are there to help take the decision making out, or to make it easier. One of my examples, I love to exercise. I think it's really important for your mental, physical health, energy, etc. When life gets busy, that is often the first thing to go. Anything like health, well-being, self-care related, in my experience, is usually the first to go. So I have a rule that I implemented on myself, that I don't go more than 3 days without a workout. And it doesn't have to be big, but when I look at my tracker and I'm like, oh, okay, it's been 3 days and I've not done any movement, then I know that I have to make it a priority and a non-negotiable for today. So this works, but it also can work in reverse as well. So let's, for example, say you do slip into bad habits when life feels a little bit overwhelming. And I know for me that could mean things like, a bit of a Netflix binge. And there's nothing wrong with watching telly. There's nothing wrong with binging a bit of Netflix series. But we don't want that to become such a bad habit that then it completely throws us off track, etc. So the rules can also work in reverse. Maybe you have a rule of no more than 3 Netflix marathons 3 nights in a row, for example. So just a full. So tip number 5, check in with your energy. This is something that I do as a non-negotiable every day, no matter where in the world I am or what my routine is looking like. And no 2 days ever look the same for me. I have actually done a small video on this, so I'll make sure I link it below for you. But basically, just every single morning, ask your 3 morning questions. And that is, number 1, how do I feel? Number 2, what do I want to feel? And number 3, what do I need? This helps me adapt the day to how I feel and what I need. And this is really important, because often consistency falls down because more and more and more and more gets piled onto us, and then we just break. And especially if something in your life has happened, there's some curveballs, there's some distractions, we then get very overwhelmed. So actually, if we can just check in with ourselves every single morning with these simple, I mean, seriously, it's like 10 seconds, guys. Everyone's got 10 seconds. With this simple technique, guarantee you will start feeling so much better, because you will be understanding what it is that you're needing. You will understand your energy management so much better, and that is going to help lead you to being more consistent. So, for example, let's go with the workout example still, because it's just the easiest one to practically understand. But let's say your goal is to work out every other day, because you've established what consistency actually means to you. Tip number 1. But let's say today you're sleep deprived, you're emotionally drained, some shit is going down. So you wake up and you go, right, how do I feel? How do I want to feel? And what do I need? And you realise that actually squatting heavy at the gym today, no, that is not going to be good for you. But a gentle walk, maybe a little bit of Pilates, that's going to serve you. That is going to do you good. So consistency isn't about the intensity. It's about showing up in a way that works for you and your energy. Like I said, energy management. So when you check in with your energy first thing in the morning, you are going to help yourself be consistent. Makes sense, right? Okay, there you go, guys. 5 practical, no BS tips that are going to help you stay consistent. And just for a cheeky extra, we have also covered the slight edge, and we've also covered the compound effect and why it's not actually about discipline. So if this video has been useful for you, please give it a like, and maybe even share it with a friend who's struggling to be consistent themselves at the moment. And if this is your type of thing, if you are someone who wants to ditch the procrastination, the overwhelm, the shiny object syndrome, and instead you want to start taking action, then this is the channel for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe, and I will see you in a future video. My name is Alice. Thank you so much for being here. And just before we depart, I want to share one more final thing with you. And that is to remember that consistency is not doing the same thing day in, day out. And we have to get rid of that perfectionism. We have to get rid of that all or nothing mindset, because that for sure is going to be the number 1 killer of your consistency. And remember, guys, a little bit of something is better than nothing. It adds up, remember? So please promise me that whatever your goal is, stay connected to it, stay committed to it, stay consistent with it, because you are going to do just a little bit each day or each week, chipping away at it, because I promise you that is going to add up, and you will thank yourself in a week, in a month, in a year's time. So guys, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. That's dry. That's really dry in the mouth. Not too much. Hey guys, how nice is this space? So this is the lab in Holborn. I think they've got spaces everywhere. It's quite late here, it's about 7 o'clock, so it's really quiet at the moment, but she's got a lovely little space, lots of different styles of seating. They've got office spaces like sofas, little pods, loads of like meeting rooms and things like that as well. Yeah, it's just like having a really nice space to be in. It feels really light, feels really airy, and they've got like a kitchen with teas and coffees and biscuits and things like that as well. It's just been super cute. Also, great location. Absolutely love Holborn. Actually used to work here back in the day when I was in corporate before I got sacked. Probably shouldn't have shared that. So yeah, really great location. As I said, really spacious, airy, so many different styles of tables as well. Sometimes you want something comfy to sit and work on, sometimes you need like a proper table. They've got, yeah, just loads of different like styles of seats and spaces, and just, yeah, a really lovely location as well.